All right. All right. All right. All right. Hello. 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 Okay. Really excited to be with you guys today and have this discussion. My name is Ashley from the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. I am thrilled to have this discussion with you guys. And I want to talk about a threat, a big threat. A big threat. All right. I want to talk about a threat to your business. And I want to talk about this because I am always having discussions with speakers, experts, thought leaders, those who are in the entrepreneurship space. And I have realized recently that there is a huge, huge, huge threat inside a lot of our walls. All right. Inside our camp. And I want to cover it because I know that it can be something that can keep you from your destiny. It can keep you from where you want to go. It can keep you from doing what you want to do. But first, tell me, drop a yes. I got it because we got to have a discussion. Let me get my microphone ready to go. We have to have a discussion about this. And so I need you guys to be honest. If you're down to be honest tonight, drop a yes in the chat. Y'all down to talk back to me and be honest tonight? Drop a yes. Drop a yes. And if you have questions, you can drop those in the chat too. But drop a yes if you're down to have this discussion. If you've ever felt like you didn't have the look for the online space, drop a yes in the chat. Like if you felt like you needed a different look, like a different physical look, drop a yes in the chat. If you've ever felt like there was, it was too crowded in your industry, drop a yes in the chat. Like, you know what you're supposed to do, but it's just too many people doing that thing. Drop a yes in the chat. If you've ever felt like it could work for other people, but it cannot work for me for whatever reason, drop a yes in the chat. Like you've literally been like, oh, that would be so dope for insert their name, but it won't work for me. Drop a yes in the chat. Because we gotta be honest about this. We have to be honest about this because it's an internal threat. It's something we can totally deal with. We can totally deal with this, but it is an internal threat. Okay, so I'm seeing some yeses come through in the chat on Instagram. So maybe you feel like you don't have all the qualifications just yet to make it work. Or maybe you feel like you're qualified to serve one audience, but you're not qualified to serve the audience you really want to serve. And maybe that is the corporate audience. Maybe it's the collegiate audience. Maybe it's just serving a different population than what you're serving now. But you know that you have the experience to help them. You know that you have the ability to really help them, but you don't know how to get your voice out there because it feels so noisy on the internet. It feels so noisy when you try to market and when you think about marketing. So if that is you, this is for you. This is for you. And we haven't had one of these heart-to-hearts in a minute. So I'm really excited to have this heart-to-heart discussion tonight because what I want to do is help us to shift from feeling like all the external factors in our lives are holding us back from where we need to be and looking internally to figure out, all right, where does my power reside so that I can fight the internal threat? And the internal threat is you doubting your own voice, you not feeling secure in your own sound, particularly when it feels noisy. It's one thing for you to feel like your audience will hear you when there's absolutely no noise. Like I know you all can hear me right now, but if there were a lot of noise around, I wouldn't feel as confident that you would understand the message, hear the message, be able to relate to the message. So what I want you all to know and what we're going to discuss tonight is how do you grow confidence in your voice when there's so much noise in the marketplace? How do you get confident that your audience will hear your sound when there's so much noise in the marketplace? And how will they know to choose you amongst everyone else when there's so much noise in the marketplace? Well, for starters, you have to be clear on what you want to say. What you want to say. Like, what is the message that you absolutely have to get across to your audience? What do you want to say to them? And really, it's what do you want to say that you yourself are uniquely qualified to say over and above all others? Because that thing is out there. And one clue about what that is will be your life. Some of you have not properly analyzed your own life story to look for the clues. If you want to see where you're going, you need to look at where you've been. Look at what people have always said you're great at. Look at what people have always said you're incredible at. Look at what people have always said you're amazing at. And for those of you joining me on Instagram, tag 3 people that should be in this live and share this with them via IG so they can get in here, because we are going somewhere this evening, okay? Or this morning, whenever you're listening to this. But really, your life will leave clues about what you're supposed to be doing. Your life will leave clues. What do I mean by that? What did you always excel at in school? What do people always tell you should be doing? When they come to you for advice and they're not paying you, what are they asking for you to help them with? Like, what clues, what is your life? What clues is your life leaving about who you should say? Because you have to get clear on what you want to say. Then you have to get clear on who you want to say it to. And this is where you need to analyze desire. This is where you need to analyze desire. So tag some people that should be in here, because desire is one that we as adults feel like we don't have to deal with. We literally neglect our desire. If you've ever wanted something but felt like it would be too difficult or wasn't going to work out for you, drop a yes in the chat. If you've ever abandoned a desire that you have because you thought it would be too hard or it wouldn't work for you, drop a yes in the chat. This is only for my honest folks. I should drop a yes in the chat, okay? Because without being clear on that desire, it is very, 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 very difficult for you to, it's very, very, very difficult for you to analyze who you want to be speaking to, who you want to be communicating with, who you want to be talking to, if you can't get clear on that desire. So first is, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? What is your message? And this is how I think about this. If you were given a microphone and you knew everyone in the world would hear one particular message from you, what would that message be? What would the topic be? What would you talk about if you knew everyone in the world would hear that message? And then 2, get clear on your desire, your real desire, not the desire that has been clouded by disappointment, that's been clouded by, I don't think this will work for me. Not the desire that's been tainted by, I don't have enough money to make it happen. Not the desire that's been like damaged by what your mama said that wasn't nice growing up, what your daddy said that wasn't not the desire that's been damaged by having an unsupportive boyfriend or partner. Not the desire, not that desire. I'm talking about who do you really want to serve? If money were no object, what would you really be doing? What would you really be saying? How would you be saying it? How would you show up? Let me tell y'all something else. Y'all want to know something? Can I tell y'all a secret? I was talking to my friend about this earlier today. A lot of people don't have the level of influence and the level of impact that they want. You want to know why? I don't know if y'all want to know. Let me tell y'all why they don't have it. Can we just be real? I don't even do. Let's just be real. I don't do night lives often. This is night for me. 4:54 Central Time. This is night. The reason people don't have, and tag your friends in here. Tag your friends in here who need this message. The reason I'm about to drop it. The reason people don't have the level of influence and the level of impact, the reason why they don't have it is because they are not confident enough to be hated. We gotta go. We gotta bag back. We got to bag back. The reason people don't have the level of income, influence, and impact they desire is because they are not confident enough to be hated. What do I mean by that? That don't mean go out and make enemies on purpose, but it does mean that sometimes by way of protecting anyone who has anything they've ever protected knows that they're willing to make other people mad to protect it. Period. So what does that mean? That means that sometimes you walking in authority, it will require you to have some people that hate you. It don't mean you got to hate them back, but it means you need to be conscious of the fact that the income that you're praying for, the influence that you're praying for, the impact that you're praying for will require you to have enough confidence to be hated. I ain't gonna run that as an ad because that ain't gonna get too many people on. Because we think that when we get to a particular level, everyone will love us. When we get enough money, everyone will like us. When we get all the little things that we're trying to collect, right, in our lives, everyone will admire us. They'll adore us. And do you know why we need that? Because of insecurity. So our insecurity says, I can't post that because what if it's not right? Our insecurity says, I can't send that email because what if there's a typo? Our insecurity says, I can't launch that because what if people don't buy it? What does it say about me? But when you're a leader, it's not about you anyways. In fact, perfection is selfish. Somebody drop that in the chat because we just gonna go here tonight. I don't even know if I'll leave this up. Somebody type in the chat, perfection is selfish. And this is for all my people who don't do things and they're like, because I know y'all. I know my people. I know my people. Speak Your Way to Cash is meant. Speak Your Way to Cash, my company, is meant to be a safe haven for substantive experts. We are not for the people who don't know what they're supposed to do. We're a safe haven for people with integrity. We're a safe haven for people who want their brilliance to lead. We're a safe haven for those people. But I know my people, and I know that my people like to help other people. And so what will probably help you all move faster than me telling you all how much money it'll make you or how much influence it'll make you have, because y'all don't mean to be selfish. What will make you move is if I reframe it like this: perfection is selfish, because what it does is it protects you while leaving the people you're called to lead out for the slaughter. It leaves them out there. It leaves them without the knowledge that they need. The reason why I love working with people who know their stuff, people who are experts, people who are real leaders, people who are brilliant, the reason I can't stand when you give somebody that don't know nothing the mic, the reason I don't like it is because when ignorance gets the mic, all it does is create other fools. We don't need that in this world. We don't. We got enough of that. What we need now in 2022 and beyond are for people who may be introverted but brilliant to get the mic. We need people who are extroverted and know their stuff to step up. We need you to put out the book, the product, the speech. We need you to gain the money you're supposed to make, because when you make it, you're going to do good with it. When you make it, you're not going to get drunk on popularity. When you make it, you're going to hire people who need the jobs, who need to work somewhere that's a safe haven. I need you all to be activated to move. So that perfection, the thing that you are proud of, you put it on your desk as like a pedestal and you tell people, I'm a perfectionist and I just like to do everything right. That is selfish. And what it's doing is it's stopping people from enjoying and consuming your brilliance. And true brilliance, true substance, true power, true confidence activates the same thing in others. When it's real, it activates the same things in others. And let me tell you why the world is so jacked up. And there's like 1 million women empowerment events out there, but there's no power. Because shallow confidence can be loud too. We have to deal with this confidence thing. Because a lot of people will tell you that they're confident when really they're just shouting over their insecurities. True confidence can be challenged and stay intact. True confidence says, I don't know. True confidence says, I'm not the best person for that, but she's better for it. True confidence says, yes, it's okay if you tell me that. It's okay. I know I can get better. That's true confidence. Shallow confidence has to attack anything that makes it feel insecure. Shallow confidence creates insecurity in others. Do you ever notice why there are some people, everything they promote? I was looking at some emails that came in from someone, and like all the taglines of the emails were like super negative. It was like, why Ashley doesn't have any money in her bank account. I was like, ugh. First of all, you don't know me. You know what I mean? I'm like offended at the email. How much more powerful is it when I say, I know my audience is brilliant. I know my audience is substantive. I know you all are experts. You may be hiding in some areas, but I know there's light within you. It's so much more empowering. The problem with, for me, the empowerment industry is that, self-help industry, for the most part, it requires people who feel a little bit helpless. You know what I'm saying? When you empower people, they're going to feel empowered. And so that may mean they may not stick around to be empowered day after day after day because they feel empowered and now they're out in the earth empowering others. I want brilliant people in my circle as clients, as friends, as colleagues. I don't like ignorance, period. If I don't know something, I either want to learn it or I want to put someone in place that knows it. I don't like ignorance. Just me. Some other people, here's what you'll never see from Speak Your Way to Cash. I can tell you right now. You will never see an ad that says, come in here, let me teach you how to make $1 million speaking, even if you don't know nothing, can't say nothing, and ain't gonna do nothing. That's the ad you won't see from me. You just won't. Like, for what? I'm not even trying to attract you. If you don't like work, you don't value excellence, you don't know nothing, like, I'm not your girl. There's other girls and guys that'll help you out, and gender non-conforming people too. Like, that's fine. That's just not me. So I believe, and what we believe as a company and as an organization is that we are the safe haven for substantive experts. We're the safe haven for people who know their stuff, but maybe need to package it differently. You're probably the person who has a decade of experience or who has 5 years of experience, receipts and results that you've never told anyone. You may have even written a book that don't got your name on it for whatever reason. You are probably the person who graduated college, went to grad school, achieved some things on your own, but you have a secret passion that everyone in the office doesn't know about. But when you bring it to me, we can position it in a way that it works with all of your other expertise too. We're a safe haven for substantive experts. This is our call. Like, if that's you, that sounds like you, then I'm your girl. You want to hire me, work with me, buy my stuff. Okay, that's who we work with. But what I need you to recognize is there is a threat out here to us, us substantive experts. There's a threat to us. And the threat is that sometimes, here's the threat. Sometimes the people with, a different aesthetic will attract more people than us. Because we also have boundaries on how we market. Because then we got this whole integrity thing going. So we ain't going to do any and everything to get a click or a dollar. Period. We're just not. Like, sometimes I turn down a client that's not a good fit for me. My husband's like, but baby, why? Like, it ain't. I'm just kidding. Chris doesn't care. Chris would not care. Chris would be like, yep, makes sense. I know how you are. But I will refund you in a minute if I found out it ain't good fit. In a minute. But perfection is selfish. So when you have substance, here's the threat. One, if you can't trust your sound in a loud arena, in a loud place, in a loud market, you're going to mute yourself. You're going to voluntarily take yourself out of a race that was designed for you to win it because you see other people there. The internal threat you have to deal with is intimidation. If you are easily intimidated, you will give up something that is yours. You'll give up something that is yours because you're scared of a fight. And you won't say you're scared of a fight. How it'll sound to you is not that you're scared of a fight. It'll sound like, I don't like conflict. It'll sound like it's not worth it. It'll sound like, let me look for an easier way. But can I be honest? With what you're carrying, there is not an easier way. If you are addicted to easy, you will always give up something that you are supposed to have because you're intimidated by the work. Don't be intimidated by the work. Because the beautiful thing about doing work is when you do the work, when you do the thing, when you go through the steps to learn a particular skill, it can be duplicated in your own community. There are people that I will teach to do something. And when they learn it, they're going to put their own spin on it. They're going to make it their own. And then they're going to go out and be able to empower other people. Wherever you're at right now, in 10 years, you should be able to look back on who you are now and help that person. Maybe less, maybe 5 years, maybe next year. depending on how you do it. But if you let intimidation and perfection get in the way, all these things are literally stumbling blocks. Like I don't even have blocks, but like these are all just like little stumbling blocks. Intimidation and perfection, they're stumbling blocks. They're distractions. You absolutely cannot allow them to derail your destiny, because they will. You not believing in the power of your sound can 100% derail your destiny. You not being confident enough to be hated can derail your destiny. You not being confident enough to be criticized or critiqued or embarrassed, that's the hard one, can derail your destiny. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all the beauty of being embarrassed. The beauty of being embarrassed publicly is that once you survive it, you're good. You can survive anything. You can survive anything. I've for sure been embarrassed. Been embarrassed to the core. Been embarrassed to the core. Whenever, and let me tell you something else. Popularity is tricky. Because if you get too comfortable with being popular, you won't have the impact that you desire. Because you'll do anything to hang on to what looks like popularity when that's not even your goal. Popularity and purpose are not synonymous. There are people that are insanely popular that may or may not be living in their purpose. And there are people that aren't that popular that may be living in theirs. I'm saying this because shallow seems like it's taken over. I need my substantive folks to just rise up and help out. Like those of you, yeah, you may not do the whole Instagram numbers thing and the TikToks and the blah, blah, blahs. Okay. You ain't the one to do the video and point at the stars. Okay. But what do you have to say? And who are you supposed to say it to? And when are you going to start using your voice? Because as many people that may be entertained, it is only substance that helps to transform long term. So shout out to the people who don't have all the followers. Shout out to the people that aren't going to do all the videos. Shout out to the people, like shout out to you all. But here's something else. People that are making the videos, doing the stuff, pointing and getting the bodies done and doing the hair and all that. It could very well be a marketing strategy. And it may be one that works. I don't know. But there's also marketing strategies that you can use that don't go against your values that will work. You can't be intimidated by the fact that you're going to have to market out here. You're going to have to tell people about your stuff. You're not going to be able to rely on your degree. And let me tell you, I would love if I could just show y'all my Northwestern degree and you fork over $50K. I would love that. I got all these degrees, went to the University of Illinois, majored in international business, went to Northwestern Law, graduated cum laude, worked at Kirkland and did all these things. If I could just give you my resume and you give me a checkbook, that would be great. But that's not how it works. It is our job as someone who has something to say and knows who they want to say it to market, to prove to you that I have something that can transform your life. So if you're not putting your sound out into the marketplace, you're not doing anyone a disservice but yourself. Because you're always going to have that feeling. You're always going to have that feeling of, I should be doing more. I should be impacting more lives. What am I doing with my life? No way I went through all of this for this. No way I collected all these degrees for this. No way. You have a sound. Your audience will respond to your sound. You have to be confident enough to put your sound into the marketplace, even if it doesn't seem like people are listening. Before we spoke to crowded rooms, we showed up to events and one person was there. Before we sold 100 tickets, we showed up to events where 10 people bought tickets. This is a process, and the reward is in doing the work, because if it really is something that you believe will help people, if it's really not about ego, if it's really not about any other thing other than, businesses are here to make money, to be clear. No shade on that. You know what I'm saying? But if it really is what your purpose to do and you believe that it will help people, then all you need to do is research ways to get your voice out into the marketplace consistently so that people are buying your products and services. And no, one post a day alone probably will not do it. So yes, you have to market consistently. You have to sell consistently. You have to ask people to do business with you consistently. You have to put in the work. There's no way around it. And you're going to have to fail. And let me tell you something else. Because I know my people. I know I got perfectionists. People are watching right now like, this sounds good. I'm almost free. But there's this one thing. What if I do it wrong? There are some of you that prided yourself in getting good grades. Now, me, to be honest, the first time I got all A's was in law school. So high school, college, all that was not getting good grades. I was like, nah, So I started getting good grades in law school because I realized that I needed to do that in order to get a job. Like it is what it is. And I wanted to transfer to a higher ranked law school. So I started off at one law school. It wasn't ranked very highly. I wanted to transfer into Northwestern. So I knew I had to get good grades. So I started studying. But one thing I never had, because I wasn't like a perfect student in high school, college, all of that. I didn't have this thing of like, oh my gosh, it has to be right because I need the grade. It was more so, run me to play, tell me what I need to do. I'm going to develop a system to study, and then I'm going to get the grades. I literally wrote a book called The Law School Hustle. I barely talk about it because, I don't know, maybe some of you all are law students, but I wrote a book called The Law School Hustle, all about my process for going from almost failing out of undergrad to getting close to straight A's in law school. I literally wrote a book on it. So for me, I'm a very processed person. I could do it wrong. I can make a mistake. I can withstand someone saying, oh, she's slow. She's not this. She's not that. Blah, 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 blah. She thinks she's this. She thinks she's that. I was one of those kids. Anyone else like this? I was one of those girls growing up. Every girl, like it was a lot of girls would always be like, she thinks she's all that. And now, how ironic, one of my signature speeches is called The Currency of Confidence. I realized I wasn't doing anything to those girls. They just saw something in me that they didn't see in themselves, and they didn't like it. It scared them because it was different. So don't get caught up. All those little things that you were told growing up, if you allow all of those statements to attach on to you, it will literally wear you down. It'd be like me putting on 50 coats because I'm wearing every negative thing that someone said to me growing up like a coat. Now I'm hot because these coats don't serve me for the environment I'm in. Do you see this analogy? I literally want you all to imagine, ooh, she thinks she all that. That's a coat. I'm wearing it. Ooh, women. Now I'm saying things like, I can't get along with women. Women don't like me. Ooh, she's not pretty enough. Now I'm wearing that like a coat. Now I can't speak on stages because I don't like the way my body looks. Ooh, who is she? 4 eyes? Now I don't like wearing glasses because I'm thinking about wearing glasses and whether it makes me look goofy. Here's what you all are doing. There are some of you that are walking outside in 80-degree weather with 500 coats on because every time you leave the house, you wear every insult somebody ever gave you. Every time you lay down to sleep, you're thinking about some negative dark corner in your past that does not serve you. If you can't deal with people rejecting you, disliking you, criticizing you, hating you, and you don't put it in the proper bucket, it will ruin your destiny. It will take you off track. It will take you off track because the fact of the matter is, people can't stand light when all they want to do is wallow in darkness. And when you walk in a room bringing light, bringing positivity, bringing solutions, and they're addicted to negativity and they're addicted to their problems, well, then now you're the threat. Because I know people who are addicted to problems, who can't figure out how to get out of, they all they want to talk about is problems. Y'all know them people too. Everybody know them people. Like they got a problem. You bring a solution. What they do, bring you another problem. Okay, I can't talk to you. No. No. Because I know where you're going and I don't want to go there. People pay for solutions. They do not pay for complaints. They do not pay for excuses. They pay for solutions. So you are a bright light shine, period. Everywhere you go, you feel kind of out of place because you don't really want to shine too bright because you know people gonna think this and people gonna think that. Guess what? You have 70,000 thoughts a day, if not more. The way our brains work, we can have something called decision fatigue. If you are literally wasting your energy thinking about what other people think all day, you are fatiguing your brain, the same brain that you could be using to solve more problems, to make more solutions, to go further faster, to spend with your family, to take a nap, to be off. It just doesn't serve you. And in a world where everything feels urgent and everyone feels like they have the new flashiest thing, I need you to understand and recognize your own sound. It's not going to sound like everyone else. You're not even supposed to sound like everyone else. You looking at what she doing, you looking at what he doing. If you're not strong enough to look at what other people do, don't look. Don't look. I've had so many people that have ruined their relationship with me by just straight up copying that, like, it wasn't even worth it. You know what I mean? Like, girl, we could have been friends, but no. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even worth it. So you have to make sure that you know what you sound like. You know what you want. You know who you call out. Like the same way I was like, I'm the safe haven for substantive experts. I don't like lazy. I don't like excuses. I don't like people that like to, like, literally whatever the excuse is. I don't care if your excuse is you're like, well, you know, it doesn't matter. We're either going to talk about a solution or you're going to take some time off. I'm not going, it is what it is. It is what it is, because we have things to do. Those of us with substance have things to do. The world is literally begging for people with substance to get up and take the mic. And you can't use the excuse of, oh, I don't know how to market, or I don't have a lot of followers. Well, you got to figure it out. And if it requires you to do some photo shoots and for you to do some live videos and maybe even some TikToks, then go ahead and do it, because your calling is worth it. The people who are waiting on your voice are worth it. And every insecurity you feel, someone else feels it. Every insecurity you feel. And let's be honest. Anger is an emotion that other people feel they don't like to admit. I've been angry. I felt jealousy. I felt insecurity. I felt like, God, why are they getting it when I've done more? But you know what that was? A complaint. And you know who's going to pay me for that? Nobody. So what did I have to do? Figure it out. I had to figure it out. I had to try a different pitch. I had to go a different way. Well, man, I don't have any Instagram followers. Oh, but you need 10,000 to do the swipe up or whatever. Okay, well, now I got to put out more content. Why? Because the goal is to get the message out. Yeah, it may be inconvenient. Yeah, it may not work out. But all of you are listening to this right now because I decided to share my message with what I had. I decided to share before. This is a nice camera that we're using now on Facebook and Instagram. And before we had this nice camera, you go back to my old videos, grimy. Just did the video as we could. Whatever you have, you use and you grow and you build. That's what you do. You grow, you build. You grow, you build, and you perfect your sound along the way. You perfect who you're serving along the way. But I know I'm called as the safe haven to substantive experts. I know that I'm called to people who really know their stuff, who don't want to be fooled by the glitz and the glam of internet marketing, who want people to give it to them straight. People who are too smart just to be sold to, who ain't going to be sold no nonsense, no, you know what I mean? No BS, right? Like I know that. I know that. Like you're not looking for that. You're not looking for the easy route. You're not looking for the cheapest route. My people aren't those people who are like, well, I thought this would be free. Like, no, I've never even been told that. Like to work with me is premium. It is what it is. We have courses and stuff for other, we have other solutions maybe in the shop, but you come to our events, you're going to drop a little cash. The great thing about that is you're around other people that did the exact same thing. And you know what that means? It means you're in a community of people who feel the exact same way. The connections you make in the room at my event are valuable. We had someone come to our event. I asked her to speak at the event. During the event, she landed a 5-figure contract because I asked people in the room to introduce her to their HR director in real time at our event. Within weeks of the event, had a contract. Or maybe it was, when was the event? November? What is it now? February? Okay, within 3 months of the event, had the contract. 5-figure contract. It's different. It's different. Like, we are cultivating something at Speak Your Way to Cash where we applaud substance. We don't do messy, ignorant stuff, to be clear. You know what I mean? Like, we just don't. It's about substance. It's about wisdom. It's about work. And it's about doing the work that will last beyond the gimmicky deadlines. This isn't a get rich in 5 days. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. And before you ever invest with me, you can fact check everything. Like, we have over 150 podcast episodes on the Speak Your Way to Cash podcast. Several of them are testimonials. We interviewed Rashad today. He talked about landing his first licensing engagement after coming into the Speak Your Way to Cash community and implementing what we taught about how to land a licensing deal. He walked through how he did it on the podcast today. We're changing lives. We have receipts, but we applaud substance. And I just wanted to do this live tonight because I don't want the people who are substantive, who are experts, who are good at their craft, but who just haven't figured out this whole online gimmicky world to figure out. Like, I don't want you all to quit. I don't want you all to stop. I don't want you all to think it's supposed to be easy. It's not, but that doesn't mean you can't live in ease. It doesn't mean you can't have peace. It doesn't mean you can't impact a lot of lives. And it doesn't mean that if you impact 10 lives, that's not valuable too. It is. It absolutely is. Do not quit. Period. Do not quit. Do not quit. And let me tell you something else. Life will always happen. There will always be a door going out. Hey, bro, there will always be a door on the way out. There will always be a door. And let me show you how the doors look. Because I want you all to be able to identify the internal threats in your life. The door looks like a kid getting sick. That's your door out of doing what you're purposed to do. A door can look like someone in your family passing away. That's your door out. I was going to do this, but so-and-so passed. I can't do it no more. That's your life will always give you a door out. Always give you a door out. It'll look like a spouse not believing in your business. That's your door out. That's your excuse to shrink and not live up to your fullest potential. They don't believe in me. That it looks like your parents being a huge burden instead of a blessing. That's your door out. Well, my mom and daddy, they're not going. Life will always give you a way out. It will always give you a way to say, I quit. There will always be it could look like you losing your job. It could look like money not being in the bank. It could look like your employee stealing from you. It could look like your client stealing from you. It could look like you getting sick yourself. There will always be a door out. If you're on the path to your destiny, there will always be a door out. And just because you see people moving forward and doing things, don't think that doesn't mean they didn't have a way out. They weren't dealing with stuff on their own. They didn't have a reason to quit. They did. But they chose to stay on the path. Even if they took a break, they didn't get off. They did not take a permanent detour. So there will always be a way out. There will always be a way for you to quit. And so I want you all, everyone on here tonight, to think about, what will I do when that opportunity presents itself for me to quit? How will I act? How will I act? What will I do? How will I not give up? What will I tell myself? And what's my guide? When do I know I need to take a break? When do I know I need to stop? When do I know I need to pause temporarily? What's my game plan for that? Who can I have in place? Because whenever you plan for a big trip, you make preparations. You got your emergency kit. You make sure your tires are good. You make sure your vehicle is appropriate and can carry the amount of people you need it to carry. Whenever you have a big trip, you make preparations. We are the only, some of us are the only, some of us are the only, this doesn't even make sense, but some of us will get on this life journey and pretend like life won't life. Life's gonna life all the time. There will always be a reason for you to stop. There will always be a reason for you to stop. Always. Always. It's a journey. It's a journey. How will you prepare? What's in your emergency kit? And the thing about money is, here's the thing about money. Because if you're right now, you're like, Ashley, look, I hear what you're saying, but I don't got no money in the bank and it's not working out. And I don't got it and my job ain't treating me right. And I just don't have any money to invest and I don't have this and I don't have that. Let me tell you, if you don't have money, you have to have time. You have to invest the time in learning. If you have money, you can buy time by way of hiring experts and people. Emily said it on here. She was like, having expert guidance and not having to figure it out alone is a level of ease, even though it's still work. Absolutely. Emily's in our academy. Woo woo. Absolutely. But you're going to have to invest some time. And the thing about money is this. I don't want you, how honest y'all going to be tonight? If you've ever said, man, I'm broke right now, drop a 1 in the chat. If you've ever said it, I ain't judging. If you've ever said it, drop a 1 in the chat. Like, man, I'm broke right now. Like, I don't got it. I don't got it. Here's the thing. You want to make sure that you never profess a temporary situation as a permanent destination. You never profess a temporary situation as a permanent destination. Like, make sure it's because, like, I don't have it right now. I don't have it yet, but I'll get there. Your words need to go before your present. Like, you can speak into your future before you get there. 100%. I would say my biggest coach is like my dad, to be honest. He's an entrepreneur, built 7-figure businesses. I'm actually getting his book ghostwritten right now, like helping him out with that, making sure he has what he needs. But like, my dad's definitely my biggest coach. And then my mom on the confidence tip is where I got a lot of that from. My foundation was really, really solid. But I would say this, you guys, that confession, you are going to have to develop a yet in your spirit. I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm on my way. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm on my way. Like, if it's temporary, make it temporary. Like, I don't feel it yet, but I know I'll get there. And watch the video that me and Rashad did today. He shared some really good tips on positivity, some incredible tips on positivity. But I really wanted to encourage you all to not give up. I know it feels like if you've ever felt like, I'm gonna do drop a 2 at this one. If you've ever felt like this, drop a 2. Because I want you to see that you're not alone. If you've ever felt like no one cares about substance anymore, drop a 2 in the chat. If you've ever felt like all they care about is things that look good, regardless of whether there's substance attached to them, drop a 2 in the chat. If you've ever felt like, man, no one cares about character or integrity, drop a 2 in the chat. If you've ever felt like I'm doing all this work for no recognition, drop a 2 in the chat. If you've ever felt hopeless, drop a 2 in the chat. Like, when the pandemic first hit, I remember feeling like, dang, is the world ending? Real talk. Like, I was like, what is going on? Like, is this it? Jesus, let me know now. Like, drop a 2 in the chat. If you allow those feelings to cement, if you allow those thoughts to cement, they will become beliefs. And this is what the currency of confidence, our framework, is all about. Your mindset is made up of the thoughts that you have over time. Those thoughts cement into beliefs. Those beliefs form the foundation of your actions. Like, what planet am I on? Right. Like, those beliefs inform the foundation of your actions. So if you want to know why you're not excelling, why you know what to do, but you just can't act, easy. You can't do it because of your beliefs. Your beliefs inform your actions. You're watching this right now because you believe it can give you value. I wrote the book because I believe you all would like it. You all read the Speak Your Way to Cash book because you believed you could get something out of it. But my belief activates buyers. That's the other thing. Christy's like, I can't wait for November. Y'all, Speak Your Way to Cash Live is about to be off the chain. Get on the wait list for the event. Like, literally, when we open VIP in-person tickets, we have a limited number. You're going to want to be on that list. And on March 1st, Be ready to get your ticket. All right. I'm just saying, if you know what it is, you know what it is. But literally, belief activates buyers. Someone dropped this in the chat. Belief activates buyers. Belief activates buyers. If I did not first believe that I had something to say, I would have never written the book. If I didn't ever write the book and put it out there, then what? Y'all could have never bought the book. My initial belief literally activated you all to buy this book and go on and join my programs because I believed in it. My belief activated my action. That action resulted in an asset that I could then sell. If your beliefs aren't intact, you can't activate buyers. Yes, Emily said I hit send on that pitch today because I believe, even if just a little bit. Yes, and belief grows. It's like a muscle. It's like a muscle. It grows. It grows. We have something in our academy called Pitch Power Hours. We added it this year. It's so dope. Like 45-minute co-working pitch sessions. I give them a sample pitch just to motivate them to start writing their own pitch. They can copy and paste that, edit it, send it out. Like, I'm excited to see what happens and what's going to happen. But belief activates buyers. But before it activates buyers, it should encourage action. So in any area of your life, if you're not moving the way you want to move with the intensity or the speed you want to move, you have to look at your belief. The beautiful thing is the formula for improving your belief system is policing your thoughts. Write them down if you have to. What are the negative thoughts I had today? And then rewrite them as positive beliefs. We have exercises that go through this in our Speak Your Way to Cash Academy. But look, you have to get a handle on your thoughts. If you do not, it can derail your future. You have to get a handle on your thoughts. And when you have a negative thought, arrest it. Think a positive one, literally. Because the more conscious you are of what you're thinking and what you're telling yourself, the more control you'll have on your behavior. It is what it is. It is what it is, okay? So my name is Ashley Kirkwood. I'm the founder of Speak Your Way to Cash. We create a safe haven for substantive experts and teach them how to package up their expertise and sell them as 5- and 6-figure offers. I'm so excited about what we do in our community. I'm excited that you all were here. In November, here's what I want to do. I want to invite everyone who watched this, who got value from it, to one, share it with someone, because I'm going to leave it up. But two, I'm going to invite you to join the wait list for Speak Your Way to Cash Live 2021. We'll be releasing tickets on March 1st, I believe. March 1st. So get on the wait list so you know when we release tickets. We have a limited amount of in-person tickets, and we have 7,500 square feet, but we are still distancing and being responsible. So we have a limited amount of people that we're going to have in person in that room. VIP, like virtual is dope, but in person is incredible. It really is incredible. So you're going to want to make sure you're at that event, and we have expiring bonuses. So the earlier you buy, the more access you get, because it's not just the event, but we have various pre-event coaching mini events that you get access to when you buy your ticket. That's a thing too. So make sure you're on the wait list for that event. Share this out with someone that needs it. And shout out to all of you guys who have substance, who know your stuff, who are experts, who know what you're doing. The wait list is at, great point, right? It's at the link in my Instagram bio. It's also at www.speakyourwaytocash/event. www.speakyourwaytocash/event. And you can get on the wait list. It's also in my Instagram bio as a link. And we have it posted here on Facebook if you're watching it there. But if you're on the podcast, just www.speakyourwaytocash/event. And you will see it there. That's event, no S. All right. This was dope, y'all. I may have some more night chats with you guys and just, we just got to talk about these things. We got to talk about these things. But I want you all to be encouraged and have the confidence to be disliked, if it means that. You don't look for that. But it is what it is. We're still determining. Last year, we only had 25. So we may have a little bit more this year. But, we're going to keep it. We're going to keep it tight. We're going to keep it tight. So you're going to want to get your ticket. Get your ticket when we release them. Because I know there's a lot of people who attended last year virtually who are coming in person. If you all heard the interview with Rashad, he actually said, he was like, man, virtual was dope. I'm in the building this year. So So you'll for sure want to be there in person. All right. This was all right. Hey. Okay. So when I post this live, if you enjoyed it, tag 2 people under the live when I post it on Instagram so y'all can get it. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, hopefully you got something out of it. I don't do these rant episodes often, but hopefully you got something out of it. And I will chat with you guys a little bit later. Oh,